In the quiet hills of ancient Israel, there lived a woman named Hannah. Her story begins not with joy, but with a silent ache, hollow space in her arms, and a wound in her heart. For Hannah was barren in a time when a woman's worth was measured in sons. She was one of 2 wives. The other, Peninnah, had many children. And year after year, Peninnah would taunt Hannah, piercing her with words until Hannah could no longer eat, and her spirit grew thin with grief. Her husband, Elkanah, loved her deeply. "Am I not more to you than 10 sons?" he would ask. But love, however tender, could not fill the emptiness that cried out from within her. Then came the annual pilgrimage to the temple at Shiloh. While the family feasted, Hannah slipped away. Crushed in spirit, she moved to the shadow of the temple porch. And there, she did something rare. She prayed not with formal words, but with her whole shattered self. The Bible says she poured out her soul before the Lord. Her lips moved without sound, tears cutting rivers down her face. She made the Lord Almighty, "If you will give me a son, I will give him back to you for all the days of his life." She was so lost in her raw conversation with God that the priest Eli, watching, thought she was drunk. "How long will you keep on getting drunk?" he scolded. "Throw away your wine." Here was a woman, drowning in sorrow, being misunderstood even in her holiest moment. But Hannah found her voice. "I am not drunk," she replied. "I am a woman deeply troubled. I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord." In that moment Eli saw her truth. His sternness melted into a blessing. "Go in peace. May the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him." Those words became an anchor for her soul. She left, Shiloh different, her face no longer downcast. She had transferred the weight from her shoulders to the shoulders of God. In time, the Lord remembered Hannah. She conceived and bore a son. She named him Samuel, which means God has heard. Because he heard the cry everyone else had misunderstood. And here comes the hardest, most beautiful part. Hannah kept her vow. After Samuel was weaned, she took her little boy, the answer to her deepest prayer, back to the temple. She placed him in the care of old Eli, saying, "I prayed for this child, and the Lord granted me what I asked. So now I give him to the Lord." She walked away, her arms empty once more. But this emptiness was not like the first. This was an emptiness filled with purpose, with surrender, with a sacred trust. Hannah's story is not just about a miracle baby. It's about the dignity of a woman's pain. It's about being misunderstood, yet praying anyway. It's about making a vow from a place of desperation and having the courage to keep it from a place of gratitude. She teaches us that sometimes the greatest act of kindness we can show ourselves is to pour out our deepest longing, to acknowledge it. Voiceneth to release it. And her legacy, that little boy, Samuel, became one of Israel's greatest prophets, a guide to the nation. The fruit of her surrendered heart changed history, so remember Hannah. The woman who turned her bitterness into prayer and her prayer into a legacy. Her story reminds us that we are all kin in our longing, and we are met by kindness when we dare to be honest before God.